I am your host, Lia Dunlap, and you are listening to the Oracle on Purpose podcast, where we help intentional leaders clarify their purpose and next steps to create a work and life of significance.
Beautiful people. It's been a minute. I just got back from an incredible, amazing, beautiful trip to the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area, where I grew up, where I like my old hood, my old homeland. And what's beautiful about stepping away is getting perspective, right? Getting the chance to step back and let the inspiration, the musings, let the Oracle really fill me up with wisdom and divine guidance. And here's one message that came ringing straight through, and it was, your worth has nothing to do with your value. Your worth has nothing to do with your value. Think about that. I'm Lia Dunlap. I'm known as the Oracle on Purpose. I am an intuitive business guide. I help my clients who are incredible leaders to push past all of their limits and their old belief patterns so that they can actually create an aligned business with their purpose and find unlimited prosperity. And what we're talking about is a divine path to millions. Yes, millions with an S. The idea and concept is simple. When we are truly aligned with who we are meant to be, what our soul is really calling out to deliver from us, we get to receive the reward of lavish abundance, of the right clients in multiples coming our way and showing up and getting results, which of course is the whole point, right? That's why we do the work we do, is so that we can help people. So that's what I want to talk about today a little bit. It's a little bit of a story time, my friend, because I'm currently reading with my group. We're going over the 4 agreements. And we're talking today about worthiness and value. Worthiness and value. What it means to struggle with being worthy or feeling worthy, which a lot of my clients past and some present clients have worked and struggled with that idea, the concept of being worthy. And so what came to me, the insights I received while I was luxuriating on a sailboat in the bay, going towards the Golden Gate, around the water there, it was so amazing. But as I was feeling the wind and the sun on my face, and I was being connected, which is what happens for me when I'm out in nature, like connected to source, I got that sense. I got that hit, right? That this is it. Like the presence of being present and being in the experience. The value was in the experience, right? The value was in the captain and his first mate and their jokes and who they were, what they talked about, and the information they shared. And my friends, my best friends being there with me, and my husband and my son, and just the essence of the experience, the value of that was 10 times worth the price. Have you ever got that feeling? My being worth the experience, that's the priceless piece. That's the part you can't put a number on. And yet so many people that I work with have found themselves in the trap of struggling with feeling worthy of receiving. And that's the secret. That's a secret that will, once shifted, can mean the difference between you giving away your services or your products or your time, trying to prove that you're worth it. Let me say that again. The trick, right? The challenge, problem, whatever you want to call it, the pain point is the idea that we are stuck in a fight to prove that we are worthy. And so when clients like that come to me, what that looks like is either choosing price points for their product or service that are so low that no one takes them seriously. But in their minds, when they've set those prices, the idea and the concept is to prove to those people, the masses, that they're worth it. That's one version of the story. The other version is that you are going to listen to what everyone else tells you you should be doing, even though what you're really designed, specifically aligned to do, is screaming out inside of you, right? You have a vision. You have a part of who you are that knows the way already. And yet, you're falling prey to others' opinions, right? Outside sources telling you either how you should do what you do, right? The way people normally do it. Like, that's not a normal thing, right? They'll say that. Or there's a acceptable version of how money should flow into your life, that you should get a job and a paycheck and 401k, and that's the way that successful people do it, right? That's the way. And yet, perhaps inside of you, you're not only just an entrepreneur, but you're a free spirit who wants to travel the world and wants your money to follow you and be a part of who or what you're doing, not the other way around, not chasing a paycheck at the end of the week or the month, right? That is another version of fighting the idea that you are worthy of having your desires met. And that is not attached to the value you provide the world. The value is the experience. The value is the product, right? The value is the attachment to a thing or an activity, right, that happens that the person consuming it gets to enjoy. And whether they enjoy it a lot or a little depends on how the values can change. Your worth never changes. Your worth was signed, sealed, and delivered the moment you took your first breath. End of story. You're worthy because you exist. What happens when you change that story? What's possible when that's the way you show up to the world every day? Well, for me, what that looks like is living a life that is a life that I used to dream of, and sometimes even way back when I was much younger, not even imagined it was possible to dream of, that now is a regular run-of-the-mill day or week for me. What happens when you do begin to understand and come from a place of honoring, knowing, acknowledging, and expecting that whatever the desire is, you're worthy of receiving it just because you are, just because you have the desire, just because you exist. And that you detach that value story. And once you do, then you, like my clients, can start having some incredible results based on that new paradigm, that new shift, that new story that is available to anyone, but not everyone is playing that story, right? As a consciousness, as a humanity, we may not all be agreeing to have that story. Many people are not. The thing is, the clients that I work with, we call ourselves master creators. The program is the Master Creators Program. The retreat that's coming is the Master Creators Alchemy Retreat. It's all designed to get us reconnected to the fact that our worthiness is our connection to source. And our source is the connection we have. That is the worthiness. That's where we are worthy, period. Full stop. And that through us, we get to create an incredible story of experiences. And like I said, either products or services or healing experiences for our clients, because we are connected to that source, because we are recalibrating to our truest alignment to purpose. And when my clients do that, they get, like I said, incredible results. And here's a few that I recently shared on Facebook, but I wanted to share another detail that I received a call, or excuse me, I received a form that my clients fill out when we check in. And this one particular client who has been working with me for a little while, who's worked with me in the past and came back to work with me because she was ready to up level to the next level. And she knew that in the past, when we worked together, we had just catapulted her life and business to another level. And she was ready to do it again. So she's like, raised her hand, came over, started working with me. And since we've been working together this year, she has increased her prices, increased the number of clients, new clients, and just sent me a message that said that she's now getting referrals and referrals from referrals, so that now her business is really just drawing people in to work with her. And July was her best month ever. Not just this year, but ever. And all of this has happened since she shifted, really aligning with who she was and what she had to offer, knowing that she was worth choosing to create whatever she desired based on the fact that she existed, right? That she's here, that those desires became something naturally expressing through her. And now her last statement here, which is really great, I wanted to read it. She said, if I wasn't meant to have a thriving Seattle practice, then I wouldn't be getting so many amazing new clients. I'm excited to see how this all unfolds. And I would say continues to unfold, because she continues to take leaps and bounds on what she last put down as her last goal. It just keeps expanding and expanding. And another client who, while we were talking the other day during her session, mentions that she wants to stop. Pause the tape, right? Stop. I want to celebrate. At this point, I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't even care what she's going to celebrate. The fact that a person can stop on a dime and choose to be present enough to celebrate the good that is happening in their lives is priceless to me. Because it says that they understand that this experience that we're calling life and the story we're creating around it, this is the real juiciness. This is the fun of what can be when you are living from your purpose. And the good news is the thing that she was celebrating was correcting me, because she was giving me her numbers that she was running through her business. And I had mistakenly said that the number she was giving me, and I'll tell you what that was in a second, that the number she was giving me was for a whole year from last July. And she wanted to stop and celebrate the fact that she's like, wait a minute, that's not July to July. That's from May to July. May to July. And the number that she was working toward, that we've been tracking, was $89.4 million. $89.4 million. Those were the numbers that she had created in her business since May with her team. Prior to that, the year before that, she had had a whole year where she hadn't made that. So it was really important for her to stop and to acknowledge and to value, right, the results and the experience, not because it made her worthy, but because it was valuable to her team. It was valuable to the programs that she's trying to create, to what she's doing with her business. That is the difference. We can celebrate these things and enjoy them because it's in the overflow. You see that? When we are in our own worthiness, everything is in the overflow. And the greatest part of this is that it is perpetual, right? The more we embrace it, the more we receive. And I had another client who reached out to me while I was gone and left me a message because she had an opportunity to rent a place to live. And it wasn't 100% of what she had thought it was going to be. And we were able to bring her back to the core message. Does it make you happy? Does it align with what you are? And does it help you get closer to fulfilling your purpose? And she said, yes, it was a yes to all those things. And she had already, by the time I replied to her, she had already signed the contract because she recognized, again, that when you are feeling worthy as a default, then everything you desire comes from that place, and you become in the flow, and you are living in the overflow. You are living in a space where what is coming to you, right, what is being drawn to you, is happening so quickly, so swiftly, and with such ease that you're literally living in an overflow state. And my final client, who was surprised to find out that she was being reached out to by leaders in her industry who were happy to work with her, who were wanting for her to even fly to them to work with her because they understood just by watching her be her that she had something to offer them. And all of this happened in the container that we have as master creators. And that's why I want to invite you. I know on my heart of hearts, I know that there are 2 more people out there who have been thinking about the Master Creators Alchemy Retreat, and it's coming up. And it will be gone before you know it. And it won't ever be the same again. I can guarantee you that. But more importantly, this year in particular, because I'm doing something I've never done before. And the reason I'm doing it was, to be honest, originally was from the idea that we couldn't really travel outside of the States. But the more I thought about it, I realized that there is no more sacred place to me than my own home. I have always created a space that allows people to feel comfortable enough to take their shoes off, but pampered enough to be completely relaxed. And because our home space and the property that we're on literally is a healing garden, like 9 out of 10 people who come here can't not say that when they walk into our backyard, oh my gosh, this place is amazing. It's so soothing. And why wouldn't I want to share that with my fellow master creators? So this year, unlike any other year before, and probably any year from here out, to be honest, I am opening my home to share it with you. And if this is one of those nudges that you needed, and you've been thinking and wondering and waiting to see what's possible if you step into the container, I will tell you, these are just a few examples, the ones that I've just given you, of what people have been able to create just virtually, by the way. Like, because of COVID, I have not sat with these individuals, and this is different. You're going to be here with me in person for 5 full days, Thursday through Sunday. And during that time, we're going to give you the space to tap into that part of you that knows what it knows, like it hasn't ever known before. And the opportunity to work through the process of creating steps to take from here to wherever you want to go. So that when you walk away, you're not just feeling good in the container, but you actually walk away with a plan that helps you point yourself at least, at minimum, in the right direction to receive your version, right? Your specific individual version of that massive value. Does that mean for you that you too will be bringing in clients left and right? We'll be having referrals, reaching out and sending people your way. Doesn't mean you'll be making millions of dollars in your business, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars in your business. Does it mean for once you will be in a place where you're making decisions from a balanced, aligned, joyful way that allows you to really feel supported and ready to face whatever the world has to offer you, and look at it from a light of potential and possibility instead of fear and lack, frustration? Only you know, right? Only you, whoever you are right now listening to this, only you know what that specific piece of the puzzle is that's been haunting you, that feels like it might just be out of reach. I'm here to tell you it's not. These examples, they're just a few of the many examples over the last 26 years that I've been able to help my clients achieve. And it doesn't have to be hard. It can be amazing, maybe even fun. And I will tell you that the time is closing for us to allow people to register, not because we don't want you here, but because it takes time to prepare the way that we want to prepare for you. So if you're someone right now who's listening to this and you're thinking maybe this is for you, maybe you're ready, maybe it's now, then I encourage you to comment below, raise your hand, reach out to me in a private message. Let me know that you are worthy. That's it. Just write worthy. And I'll reach out. I'll make sure you get all the information you need. We can even have a conversation. I'm happy to do that because I know that there are someone out there. I know it. I feel it. And I don't want you to go away and look back and think, I missed it. I should have been there. There's no reason for that. We still have space. So if that's you, no more time to wait. Just let us know and we'll make sure we get you all the information you need to make the decision that's right for you. Because I promise you, your purpose leads to your prosperity. That I know for sure. All right. Thanks so much for watching. I hope I see you soon. And like I said, if you're ready, just type worthy below and we'll get you what you need to move forward. Bye now.
Thanks for tuning in to the Oracle on Purpose show. If you found value in this episode, we'd appreciate you leaving a comment. Also, you can subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't yet. If you'd like to get clear on your highest vision and next steps, go to oracleonpurpose.com. See you next week.